should I say, no. It's Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio. And if you've not subscribed already, please kindly do so. And hit that bell icon. Okay, so today we're looking at Tyson Fury's situation with Ukad, UK Anti-Doping Organization. There's no O on it. Okay, so Ukad are set to open a new investigation into Martin Clearfoot, the farmer, the Lancaster farmer, who has come out with a story that he acted in collusion with Team Fury in order to cover for elevated nandrolone particulates in the blood of Tyson Fury and Huey Fury, his cousin. So Ukad are set to launch a new investigation after the old investigation of 2015 found Tyson Fury and his cousin Huey Fury guilty of steroid use, nandrolone. And of course, most of us will know by now that for that he received a 2-year retrospective ban, not retroactive, retrospective ban. Okay, and of course during that time, Tyson Fury, it is suspected, already knew that he was up the creek without a paddle, and that's why, rather than stick around and go to Ukad and be publicly shamed for steroid use so soon after beating Vitaly Klitschko in the latter part of 2015, it is surmised that Tyson Fury, rather than go through that, retired. To not to deal with that. Upon his return, Ukad had still been working on the case, and upon his return, in order to get his license back, he had to go to the Ukad hearing. Went to the Ukad hearing, and they came to the arrangement that Tyson Fury would accept a retrospective ban for steroid use, nandrolone. Okay, so that was all done and dusted. It was all in the past, or so we thought. But unfortunately for Fury, the guy he was getting his wild boar from, the guy he was supposedly getting his wild boar from, Farmer Martin Clearfoot of Lancaster, came out, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, and said that he had never had wild boar on his property. He had never dealt with wild boar. He had never killed wild boar. He had never sold wild boar to anyone, much less Tyson Fury. Unfortunately, Farmer Martin Clearfoot had provided Ukad with written testimony that he had supplied Tyson Fury and Huey Fury with wild boar. Now it's very unfortunate, because what's happened now is that because of this story, or rather, well, you can't skip out the major point. Why you ask? Why has Martin Clearfoot, the farmer, come forward now? Why come forward now? Well, apparently he'd been chasing up his money. Tyson Fury had agreed, or a party acting on behalf of the Furies, allegedly acting on behalf of the Furies. Well, clearly he was acting on behalf of the Furies, because the written statements provided by the Furies to Ukad came from Martin Clearfoot. So whoever the party was, he was clearly acting on behalf of the Furies. Otherwise, Martin Clearfoot's written statements, false statements, he says, claiming to be the supplier of wild boar meat, offal, and the entrails to the Furies. Obviously, he wouldn't have been able to get into Ukad's hands if this alleged person, alleged contact, alleged intermediary, if he was not in contact with the Furies, then Martin Clearfoot's statements could not have got in the hands of Ukad. So it's very clear that this third person, whoever he or she was clearly working with the Furies. So the connection there is undisputable. But apparently, the problem came about because apparently the $25,000 which the Furies had agreed to pay to Farmer Clearfoot, that never made its way to his hands. And unfortunately, you can't say the Furies didn't know, because Frank Warren himself came out and said that Martin Clearfoot approached him and he told him to get lost. Go on, sling your hook, do one, jog on. So the relationship between Martin Clearfoot and Frank Warren, is also established. So we established with a contact between Clearfoot and the Furies, because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to submit his statement to Ukad. So there's a connection there. We also established a connection between Clearfoot and Frank Warren by Frank Warren's own admission. He says he's been in contact with him. They went back and forth. So the relationships are established and known to lesser part or whole, to one degree or another. Okay, so how does this concern Ukad? How does this concern Ukad, and why are they set to open a new investigation? Okay, well, as it stands, being found guilty of tampering with the first investigation, which followed those positive steroid tests, nandrolone readings. Being found guilty of tampering with the first investigation, which followed the positive tests, could result in an 8-year suspension. Oh, that's a potential 8-year suspension for Huey Fury and Tyson Fury. That is the potential damage that opening a new investigation into the old investigation could do. That's the potential damage. Now, I've heard it said by some of our American cousins that Clearfoot must be crazy. He perjured himself. So why is he opening this thing up again? You do 5 years in prison. No. Let me clear that up. There's a difference between UK law and USA law. Okay, so UKAD is UKAD is a governing body. It's not a government body. It's a governing body. UKAD isn't sending anyone to jail over this. Martin Clearfoot could probably get some type of deal, arrange some type of deal with UKAD where he can speak with impunity. You can cut a deal where he can go to them and say, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. And without any risk of jail. I don't think he could go to jail anyway. But he could certainly, if Ukad are interested in his story, you could go to them and say, I'll tell you everything, and you know, you have to limit the amount of damage that I could incur. You have to limit my liability if I tell you everything. So no jail time for Martin Carefoot. No jail time for Tyson Fury either. But potential suspension time. People are saying it's all done and over, but we thought it was. We thought it was all over and done. But apparently, Martin Carefoot did not receive the money. Did Tyson and did the Furies send the money? Did they send the money? But an intermediary failed to pass it on? Is that possible? Well, the problem with that hypothesis and the problem with that theory is that Martin Carefoot, we know, as even of October 2019, he was in contact with Frank Warren. Frank Warren told him to do one. Sling your hook. Hit the road, Jack. So we know this would have been passed on to the Furies. And apparently no resolution was found. Don't even know if they answered his calls. So the upshot of that is that Ukad are set to open a new investigation into tampering. What's it called? What's it called here? I got the article here somewhere. What's it called? It's called being found guilty of tampering with evidence in the first investigation could result in an 8-year suspension. Damn. What say you? It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show, 10 p.m. UK time, Boxing Talk with Rafi, Mondays and Wednesdays. And look out for shows, surprise shows, spread through the week. What say you? Have your say. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. See you tonight at 10 p.m. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. What say you? What say you?